here in St. Andrews. It's probably the only time I've double backed on my trip, because Ray and Jim, the two friends of mine I met up with in St. John, kind of convinced me to stay for Paddlefest. So I decided to stay for Paddlefest, which I thought was in St. John's, but actually it's out here in St. Andrews, which is about an hour away to the west. It's pretty close to that place I stayed in called St. Stephen's, which is a little border town when I first hit, and had to stop because of the weather. But this is a cool little town. I'll show you in a bit here. And the Paddlefest has been kind of blah the last little bit. Nothing really that special. Actually, I'm pretty sure one band basically blatantly ripped off How Do You Like Me Now from crap, I forgot their names, and just wrote over the music. Also, as you can see, I still have no electronics on my bike. I have no idea what speed I'm going. I got no signals. I just got a brake light and a front light. And how I navigated here was by chasing my friends in their car, who basically just set the speed limit for me, which was good of them. And they carried my gear, so it was the first time I got to ride with no gear for a while. You know, I swear I got maybe at least 40 or 50 pounds of that fucking duffel bag of mine. Totally overpacked for this trip. And there's the RCMP, which, after being in the States so long, is good to see. Hand signal. No one's really behind me. I guess I don't have to. Still a little wary of my back brake. It's actually pretty good. I think it might have got like a bubble or something because I kinked the brake line. A little bit of a bend in my brake line, but there's lots of fluid in the back. I checked the cylinder, or not the cylinder, the reservoir I meant. It's full up. So, when I checked the line, there's nothing leaking. It's just bent a little bit, and it's like, I don't know, half an inch of aluminum or something where the thing goes in. So it didn't really do much to it other than make a slight bend. Again, these are tough bikes. I'm kind of glad I got it, because I'm beating the shit out of it by accidentally because I'm such a fucking klutz. Just embarrassing and sad. And Michael says I should buy another bike soon because I've beaten the hell out of this one, but if I did, it'd probably just be another highball. And the flames have actually grown on me. Originally I kind of was thinking I would get the black on black from 2015, but I still would get a black on black because it'd just be a nicer paint job to take care of. Or the black and white, which is the classic look, which they've always had since they came out and have gone back to now, but just different headlights. Got rid of that big one. It's Miata's in town. So this is downtown St. Andrews. I've just been eating lobster rolls and everything since I got into the Maritimes. It's a cool little town. This is the cool thing about the East Coast, is that all those small towns have all heritage buildings. Not so much in the Kootenays and BC. The Cusp does, but they're like, the facades have been all removed and redone, so they look like standard buildings from the 80s. which is kind of sad. And this is where the festival's happening at. It's called Paddlefest. It's happening there and at that bar. So I'm gonna go down this way because last night we went and picked up their friend who's camping out here, and it was pretty interesting drive at night. What else? Oh, I just saw those 2 bikes parked in front of my hotel there. I guess they're a couple. I haven't talked to them too much. The poor lady, though, was riding the black one there, the black Shadow, I believe. And she was coming around a corner really slowly, and it looked like early before she was having some troubles with the bike. And it looked like the back wheel locked up and it was like dragging, and it was just, I'm still trying to figure out what happened. And she keeled over. The bike, she wrecked it. There was actually a fairing on it and broke the fairing, I think. The paint job was okay and everything. Of course, she was okay. But some good views, if you know what I mean. Also, the ocean, good views of the ocean too. I'm just gonna go down here. Is that Harley? So this is a pretty decent campsite, actually. Decent views of the Atlantic. It's been a good trip so far. It's probably spent more times in the Maritimes than I have anywhere else. I guess I'm here for another day. We go back on Sunday, back to St. John's. Then I've decided, just because in case I fuck up something, I'm gonna try the fuses in St. John's, and then I'm closer to Moncton. And then the next day I'm going to Moncton. If I haven't fixed this, I'm just gonna follow traffic and make my way there. And I'm probably gonna follow the slowest car just to be safe, because I don't want the Mounties to catch me and go, how fast are you doing? And then they realize my bike's all fucked up. But it's over here. But yeah, I gotta go to Moncton and get my bike fixed, and hopefully that won't take too long. I'm hoping it's just a fuse anyways for the lights. Actually, I'm gonna turn around, I think, or turn next street down. Yeah, just gonna go this course on behind me. What was I saying again? So yeah, repair work in Moncton. I'm hoping it's just a fuse and stuff. But I have a weird suspension. It's the aftermarket computer that they put in for controlling the signals from MDW or whatever that fried. If it's that, then I could be stuck in Moncton for a while until I fix my signals or get a new computer, which is not that expensive. I think it was like $20 or something like that, or 50 or 100. It should be under 100. But if it is the computer, I'm also going to be a little bit ticked off too, because then I'm going to be like, I should just kept the standard victory signals on it. Oh well. Anyways, I'm going to turn back here. I'm going to enjoy the rest of Paddlefest. Probably going to try to find some brunch. And the next video, I think we'll do Moncton unless something interesting happens. So thought maybe he was mad at me for causing noise or something. So yeah, next video, Moncton. I'm gonna enjoy the view and find some food. Actually, you know what? One more thing. New Brunswick, I don't know what it is about New Brunswick, but god damn, there's a lot of like fucking cute girls here, man. Like, not the, you know, like the supermodel types that put on a lot of makeup and stuff. Like, just kind of cute girls that run the gauntlet of you know, well, everything I find attractive anyways, you know, blondes, redheads, light brunette. So, well, that's cool. But yeah, they run that whole gauntlet, so. What else? Oh, the accent too. Oh, the accent's actually pretty close to. Well, actually, the one lady I was talking to is cleaning the housekeeper. She reminds me of my Aunt Anne, in accent-wise. And I thought my Auntie Anne is from the Coonies. So I just find New Brunswick to be the hyper stereotypical Canadian accent. Like, if you want the example of the Canadian accent, it's New Brunswick. Except they roll the R's, which is stereotypical Maritimers. You know, it's not bar, it's bar. It's not car, it's car. You know, the harbor is a harbor. No, I can't even say harbor. Harbor. But, yeah, I'm gonna leave the harbor one out there. And that's about it. Like, everything else is very, you know. And I'm gonna have to agree with Americans. We do see it about kind of funny. I'm starting to recognize it myself after being in the States for so long. It's not a boot, but you know, it's not how Americans say it, about. It's a little different. We say it, I don't know. There's a weird slur to it, maybe. I don't know. A boot, about. But we do say it differently than Americans. Just Americans describe it as a boot, but it's like a lazy way to say about. Fuck. What a weird thing to get stuck on, eh? Oh, the random rants of me. Let's find some breakfast. Anyways, I'm gonna call it there. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. I didn't swear that much, eh? I've been getting complaints about swearing. You know what I gotta say about that? Go fuck yourself. Don't watch. And peace.